Hello and welcome to another episode of the MovieFellas podcast, a podcast where a few millennials with little to no knowledge of film talk about movies, both classic and current. I'm your host, Matt Rosenberg, and with me this week, we're all back, guys. It's Haste the David Toole.
Howdy.
And it is the man himself, Adam Norris.
My man.
My man.
Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Rick and
Is that
Morty,
I was going to say, that's an episode of Rick and Morty.
My man.
I watched that episode last week. Oh, it's so good. All right, guys, we are sorry. We have been gone for a while. We kind of took an unintentional hiatus. A lot going on. Hiatus.
It's not a fruit.
Hiatus. Tenacious D.
And the Pick of
Destiny. But guys, we're back and we're ready to give you some sweet content of podcasting. Contact, the movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
I'm raising my eyebrows furiously.
Close Contact of a Third Kind? No.
No, not that. Just the movie Contact.
No.
It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's Matthew McConaughey. I can't remember the actress.
All right.
Fantastic movie. Yeah. Watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Anyway, guys, we are back. We're going to do a short episode this week just as kind of an intro back into it. But we are going to be releasing the podcast monthly. We'll talk about that a little more at the end of the show. But you guys ready to get back? We're going to get into some news real quick. You guys ready for this?
Now. This is my least favorite part of the podcast.
Is the first item on the docket about Tom Hiddleston and the new 007 doing the IKEA film? Has that been confirmed? With Villain View as the director.
Rip the dream, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was so perfect.
It is. Yes, that's correct. No, let's get into the real news. Okay, I just wanted to bring this up. The movie Mother. Have you guys heard of it? New Darren Aronofsky movie.
Watched it today.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is actively angering physically angering audiences.
Well, if you watch it, can't blame them.
They hate it. The cinema score right now, which is just audience done, is
it's because people hate it.
Yeah, but critics are like, it's really insightful, and it's Darren Aronofsky, so it's going to be some art crap.
Hold on, but the commercial ad for YouTube is like, it's certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, well, critics love it. Like, critics really like it
because it's a really good movie.
So does this mean at this point we're kind of hitting the point where Rotten Tomatoes certified fresh doesn't mean as much as it
useless? Yes.
Okay, cool.
The Emoji Movie was certified fresh before.
No, it wasn't.
That's hot trash.
No, it wasn't.
Before.
It was not. It was. No, it wasn't. It was like 0%. It's never been certified fresh. No,
it's still 0%.
Well, if it has one review and it's the one positive review, then yeah.
There you go.
But just give us why our audience is hating it.
Well, where to begin? So
just brief summary. We don't have much time this week.
Brief summary.
Before the movie even came out, Jennifer Lawrence had, of course, like many celebrities from the liberal side of politics, decided that they were going to post a lot of Trump hate rhetoric, and regardless of political background, people just weren't a fan of her trashing him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
she said that
Trump was the reason that hurricanes
the people of Texas got hurt into something. It's like,
That's right. So yeah, as much as that opinion's just kind of awkward and super biased, people just chose to take that very offensively, and so already on social media, people were boycotting the film. So regardless of how good the film is, most people walk in are just looking for a chance to make Jennifer Lawrence look bad.
Do you think that's it, or do you think it's because the narrative's confusing? Like,
no, I would say it's the opposite.
Really? Okay.
The narrative's too simple.
I would say for an Aronofsky film, it is the most heavy-handed one he's ever done.
Huh.
Really?
You know exactly. I mean, at first, you'll probably spend the first half of the film going, I'm pretty sure I know what he's talking about. And then by the last 15 minutes, you're like sweating in your seat and you're like, all right, I really get it. Can I go home now? And he's like, no. And he just kind of makes it worse and drives it home even more. And I won't spoil what.
Okay.
Well, no, I'm talking about what.
Does she have to build a boat and what it's talking a flood?
About. Well, what?
Does she have to build a boat to escape a flood, or does she have to dance in it?
It wasn't Noah. No, dude, it's way more intense than that. I mean, I don't want to get into spoilers. I will go ahead and tag this as, if you plan on watching the film, be over 18. This is not a family kind of movie. There is some stuff where...
Well, that's most of Aronofsky. Aside from, I'd say, like, Noah, actually.
I mean, it is R-rated, so...
Well, yeah, but I'm talking like there's some stuff when we're not doing this
So is the
podcast. I'll
King's
tell you
speech.
about why most people will be angry because I shouldn't talk about it here because it's not.
Right.
I can't even talk about it in a way that
Right.
people wouldn't get offended. So
Right.
Okay.
Well, it's Aronofsky. I mean, like he's. I saw Noah with a Chinese friend of mine, and he was like, "Listen," and I remember he said it because I remembered his inflections, the kind of way he spoke. He's like, Aronofsky is obsessed with obsession. Like someone in one of his films has to be obsessed with something, and that's kind of his go-to thing.
Well, I will say that if your barometer for like how good Aronofsky's direction skills are, Noah's probably the bottom of the list, and I would say start with things like Requiem for a Dream or Black Swan. So,
okay, all right. Well, let's segue that into the next part of the news, which is Aronofsky was at one point, or as I like to call him, Darren Aaron. You know, because we're bros. No, we're not. I've never met him. Darren Aaron was at one time going to make a Batman Year One movie, which is essentially just Batman Begins. And he wanted Joaquin Phoenix to play Batman. What do you guys think of that?
Maybe back in the day it would have been all right.
why?
I was thinking maybe like 5-10 years ago, if you built him up. Well, he was going to play Doctor Strange at one point.
Really?
I have no doubt that he could do it.
No.
I just don't think his
No way.
physique or his demeanor is
Doctor
right.
Strange maybe because that would kind of work, but
Right.
when you have such a good introduction kind of film for Batman that we have through Batman Begins, is it really even? I mean, you can even justify from a marketable standpoint, it'd be worth it.
No one wants to see it. No one wants to
Yeah.
see the beginning of Batman anymore. Like, Batman Begins is great. Don't just give us other Batman movies. You know.
I mean, Batman versus Superman tried to do it in just 15 minutes, and even
Oh my
that pissed a
gosh,
lot of
that
people off.
movie is so bad.
I kind
hate
of
that movie
wish,
so much.
this is just kind of a side note, that they had let Cumberbatch keep his British accent. I don't get why he had to be.
Well, he essentially did
American.
for certain parts. You're like,
My
yeah, he's
ear wasn't
definitely British. Dude, talk about bad accents. Emma Stone or Emma Watson in Perks of Being a Wallflower, worst American accent I've ever heard in my life. Oh. Okay, we won't segue into bad accents because the worst one is definitely Don Cheadle in Ocean's 11.
I mean, does that take much?
Let's get into the next bit of news. Star Wars Episode 9 has lost its director. I believe this happened about a week ago. No, it lost its director a while ago, but they've picked a new one. He's back, baby, in a big way. J.J. Abrams. He's going to be back to direct
it was
Episode
come full
9.
circle.
Did you
Does
really
that mean-
think so?
Does that mean
I was
he's
convinced.
just going to redo Episode 6?
Well, that's what I'm... That's...
Well, it'd be
See, that's the thing.
episode. No, it'd be 5.
No, he's back for Episode 9 to do Episode 6 because Rian Johnson is doing the next one, which would be the equation of Empire Strikes, the second in the trilogy. So this wouldn't be Return of the Jedi. And that's the thing. J.J. Abrams is like great on greatest hits. Like Super 8 is like E.T. and, like all the Star Trek movies he did is like the other Star Trek movies.
Yeah, and then Stranger Things was like, what if we just completely ripped off that movie and just added a lot of 80s culture?
Very true.
That is really
Let's
true.
add
I
some
love
cool
Stranger
stabby
Things, and it's
synths.
so
There's
true.
no way they'll figure out that correlation.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that?
I mean, it makes sense to me,
Yeah.
considering how well he's handled the franchise.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it at this point.
I wanted either Patty Jenkins or Spielberg on it.
Well, yeah, and everyone wants Spielberg, but there's no way.
And the problem is everyone's still kind of in the obsession of Patty Jenkins after Wonder Woman, so I don't know.
Yep.
I feel like she's a little not necessarily overrated because I went back and rewatched Wonder Woman, and while it's a great movie, it's not as great as it was in like the initial first view.
Okay, that's
So,
fair enough. I haven't gone back yet. I plan on going back. I'm okay with it so long as he doesn't do and I love The Force Awakens. It's great. I think it's fantastic. But the structure is just like A New Hope. So I'm all on board. He's a great director. I just don't want him to do the same thing like with Return of the Jedi. Do something different,
Yep.
So
To be
that's how
fair,
I feel about it.
To be
Go
fair,
ahead.
the way the prequels were made after the originals, their goal was to do a lot of poetic alignment down to almost the frame rates. Like you could watch certain scenes at the same time from the two separate movies that would line up, and you would see character movement and vehicle stuff, like it would line up.
And
So
do people love the prequels?
no, but my point is, why is it that so many people like The Force Awakens so much? If really, in a lot of ways, it did exactly what Episode 1 did.
Because it's better. Like, that's the thing. I don't mind if it sticks with a formula. Like, and I think a lot of people would say the same thing. A lot of sci-fi films stick with a formula.
That's why it's perfect that Abrams is doing it then.
Right.
So he's already got the first one in the bag. That at this point, it can only get, in my mind, it could only get better.
Right. I hope so. I think I'm more excited for Rian Johnson's take because I love Looper. It's one of my favorite sci-fi films.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully it's good. If it's not, maybe they'll get Adam Norris to direct episode 10.
As if
Bambi 10.
I'd be like, hey guys, listen up. I know you want to use the original ships, but if we could just use nothing but pod racers, I really think that would really hit home with the old school audience.
Pan from left to right. That's literally in that scene. It only pans from left to right. It's when she realizes it, it's really frustrating.
Well, just so like great. The start of most of the movies, minus Rogue One, you go from, I think, above to down. The camera shoots.
Yep.
And then really? Rogue One goes the opposite direction. No, or was it Episode 7?
It goes from side to side.
No, at the start
Circular
of it,
he's saying the intro. It has the same pan slot.
Oh, okay,
minus,
that's
like,
interesting.
Starts up top from the text and then scrolls down, and you usually pass over a ship
or a planet or something. It's Rogue One or Episode 7 that does the opposite. I forget.
That's why I gave
That's
it
not
a
the originality I'm
Rotten
looking
Tomatoes.
for.
Oh, but it's so ingrained in us now.
I don't like Rogue One.
We have to go One Direction, not the band. By the way.
One Direction, the band. I thought they were on a hiatus.
No, you're thinking about they're at an oasis. They're taking a break at an oasis.
That's right. Sorry, I thought they were on a hiatus. They are. Anyway, next bit of news. We'll do this is just the last bit of news because it's a short episode. This is what I really want. I think I might have mentioned this in podcasts because I've heard it in a lot of other podcasts. Director Matthew Vaughn, director of Kingsman, director of the new Kingsman coming out this week, Kingsman Golden Circle, director of X-Men First Class, director of Stardust, great director, is in talks to direct Man of Steel 2. I say fan-flippin-tastic.
Yeah.
Because I think
Can
that
it really
he's
get worse?
A great fit.
I mean, could it really get worse?
Well,
No.
From Batman v Superman, no, because he's not really in that movie hardly at all. No, I think it's great. What do you guys think?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Profound
Here's my
taste.
deal. As much as I feel like, how to put it nicely, I feel like the Superman franchise is kind of a dumpster fire right now. So
Yeah, because Zach's. Well, I like Man of Steel. We saw it together. Remember? Do you remember that, Adam?
Yeah, I know.
My car had just broken down.
I didn't like it then.
I thought you said you liked it.
Nah. Okay, so what I liked about it was the fact that it was like, ooh, it's the Zack Snyder depressing noir filter thing on the
Right,
whole
it's
film.
you put a gray filter on everything.
Yeah, it's like, ooh,
that gives it
tragedy
emotion.
now. But for me, it was more of the little things, like the way, just a lot of the writing I realized was just super clingy, or not clunky, and just mechanic, and
It's really uneven too.
yeah, and it just, a lot of it was like, it was a lot of the little things. It wasn't the movie itself that was bad. It was everything, the little pieces that made it up that gradually made me more and more angry at it. Like the product placement. Most superhero films have product placement, but it got to the point where I was completely
He flies into an IHOP, then he flies into a Starbucks.
I mean, honestly,
then
that's
he
flies
everything
wrong
into
with
another IHOP.
And then he flies into a
everything
Sears.
wrong with got it perfect in terms of what I hated about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
But, and not only that, but the fact that Every Frame of Painting, shout out to that great YouTube channel, has a hilarious bit where they point out that every time in the dialogue when Superman is upset, he gets a hug.
Do they really?
Every time. And he shows every
That's
clip.
amazing. That's
Like,
so
he
funny.
kills Zod and goes, no! And then it's silence
Lois
and then
comes
hug.
up and hug.
And then he goes up to his
That's
aunt,
so
he goes,
great.
I love you. And then silence and then a hug. And like every time there is silence and he is sad, Superman gets a hug. It's just not
what
good.
if Superman's arms, like the plot of the next one is his arms get removed, and so he can't receive emotional comfort because he can't physically be hugged.
I can't hug sweet Martha.
Martha. Save Martha.
So at this point, Matthew Vaughn could only take it up from here. It can only get better.
Hopefully.
Honestly, I love the Christopher Reeve Superman. I think it's great, but hey, listen, it is a good movie, but I don't think it's the quintessential Superman movie. I don't think we've
that
had
was
it yet.
Superman Returns.
Oh gosh. I don't hate that movie. It's boring.
Oh wait,
but
I have one more piece of news before we move on.
And that's the thing. Bryan Singer would have been great because he's right off the back of X-Men. Matthew Vaughn has a great track record. I think he could bring that hopefulness and that enjoyment and the spirit to it that we've been looking for in the Man of Steel. Anyway, all right. Hey, so what's the next bit of news?
Rumor has it that M. Night's doing another Avatar.
No.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, you're lying.
No,
you cannot be. I
Matt,
have to
you're
look this up
confused.
right
Hayes
now.
is talking about the next Avatar film on Pandora.
I mean,
Oh gosh, I would die. I would kill him.
I meant the last
Oh,
Airbender.
that's. I shouldn't say that. I'll have the FBI at my door. I would metaphorically kill his career somehow. I couldn't do it.
Dude, he does it to himself. Shots fired.
No
Very
way.
good.
Is it?
Movie
Right.
pilot. This was a while ago, March.
It's
he
movie
said he
pilot?
confirms
Okay.
it.
Well, now that we're done with the National Enquirer equivalent of movie news,
Jeez. All right.
I might. Oh
you
man,
won't
that'd be
believe
so
what Robert Downey
depressing.
Jr. ate at a Starbucks this week. Click now.
All right. Moving
All right,
on.
Let's move on. Okay, so that's the news. Like I said, we're just gonna kind of do a short episode. We'll talk about what we'll be doing in the future. But for now, we're gonna just kind of do what you watching and talk about what we've been watching. Then we'll get on to what we'll be doing with the future of the MovieFellas. So, Haste, what you been watching, mate?
Actually, I haven't really seen the main movies lately. I saw it in theaters, which was enjoyable.
Okay, it's demolishing the box office. Like
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was good. That's why.
Okay,
I saw Logan Lucky, which was surprisingly good. I enjoyed
I've
it
heard great
personally.
things about that. Who directed that again? It's the Ocean's 11 guy, right?
Yeah, hold on one second. Well, that kind of makes sense.
It's,
It was
Morgan
directed by
Freeman.
Steven Soderbergh.
Tom Hiddleston.
How do you freaking pronounce it?
Chris Hemsworth, Steven Soderbergh. Yeah, Steven
Yeah,
Soderbergh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I defer to him as Steven Scuttlebug.
Scuttlebutt. Minus the arms.
Let me think. I think that's about it. I've just been like rewatching old movies from the past as of late.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. That's
Awesome.
What I do.
Love it. Anything else? TV?
The series finale of The Strain is tonight, which I'm super upset about.
I need to get into that.
It's so good. The first season's a little bit on the cheesy side, but like the longer it's gone on, the more serious it's gotten, and it's just been thumbs up, man. This last
How many
season's been
seasons
dope.
have there been?
There's 4 seasons collectively after tonight.
Okay. So it's been solid though, like they're cutting it off at a high point.
Oh, very much so. Guillermo
Good.
del Toro is doing a great job.
Okay, that's right, it's him. I love Guillermo del Toro. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. All right, Adam, what you been watching, mate?
Let's see. I've actually been watching a ton. I've been really into a little bit of everything lately. Let's see. I caught up and am now on the most recent episode of Rick and Morty, and I've
I
come to
still need to
love
do
that
that.
show as if it's a part of my literal soul.
It's so great. It's
It's one of the smartest, dumbest episodes or television shows in history.
it's so good.
Because that's how Cartoon Network themselves put it. They said, "How can a show this smart be this dumb?" But
It's so
so
true.
I've enjoyed that a
It's
lot.
so
it's a
friggin' true,
classic,
dude.
just kind of Adult Swim, late night humor with a lot of weird existential philosophy, kind of quietly ushered in. That you
Apparently, writers have they're watching this. They're like, we don't know what to do anymore. This is better than anything we can. Like,
It's just setting
this
the
is
bar
the
so
best,
high.
right? Like,
I
we
mean,
can't do
I don't know
anything
if you
better
guys have
than
watched
this.
this season, but it has been. I mean, it's only going up.
I've seen the first couple episodes.
It's only
I need to
getting
catch
better,
up.
dude. You have no idea.
Okay.
You have no idea how good it is. But I've been doing that. Kayla and I have started a Hulu series called The Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
I've heard good things about that.
Very good things. I believe her name is Elizabeth
And it
Thomas
resonates well with you
the
because
lead.
you are a handmaid. So, you know,
I get it.
You feel...
Oh, it's very clever.
Yes. Can you come over and clean my house, by the way?
got it. But Elizabeth Moss, she is an amazing lead. And she originally, what got me into that actress was she was on Mad Men as Peggy Olson. And she was probably one of the most forward, interesting characters in that whole series. So I was already interested from the start. And she has pretty much 100% sold that show. I'll be surprised if she doesn't get at least a couple like Emmys for her work.
Cool.
But it's about a dystopian future where, to keep it spoiler free, society has been plagued with infertility. And
so
the
like
United
children
States'
of men.
contingency to fix that is to raise a generation of women called handmaids. And these women are pretty much surrogate mothers.
Oh, that's
and
actually
they are
pretty
forced
interesting.
into almost a slavery style form of
that's really sad.
motherhood. It's it's very dark. I mean, I'll go and just
happens in the strain.
It sounds like you guys ever read The Giver?
It's like that, but
I mean, it sounds a lot darker
and a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, once again, viewer discretion advised. There's a lot of things about it that even it's very intense, but it's a very good show, and I've come to really enjoy.
That's interesting.
It's a really good example of how to talk about things like a woman's empowerment, women's rights, advocacy in a way that isn't heavy-handed or guilt-trippy. It's just simply putting the issues forth and letting you decide how you feel about them.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. Besides that, in terms of movies, Mother was definitely a highlight film, which I watched today. And I will agree that in a lot of ways it upset me, but that does not make the film bad. If anything, I'm convinced that's what the film's goal was.
And I just read the ending. That's intense.
I mean, you can read it all.
You read the Wikipedia synopsis? Who are you, Adam Norris?
It made me so... I mean, I was like about to start screaming out of anger.
I can see why.
It's a very, very brutal ending to swallow. But ultimately, that movie's main goal, and I will just simply say this because it's so... Aronofsky has done a million interviews, apparently. But on the very, very surface level, he presented a very abstract narrative to describe to people what it's like to abuse Earth if Earth was a woman.
Really?
Yeah, the idea of what if Mother Earth lived in a house.
That's very much like what Noah kind of did.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is his.
I guess that's his thing. Is like
Noah, in a lot of ways,
like environmentalism. Is that kind of his thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Where when you think about it, let me put it this way: a good friend of mine, Denny, put it in a really good analogy that he found. When you see someone littering on the side of the road, you don't think much about it. But if someone were to walk in your house and throw their litter on your carpet, you, for some reason, become like super agitated.
Right.
So in the same sense, if Mother Nature, her house was a figurative Earth, how do you think she would feel? Littering and...
so that makes more sense about her comments then. Okay. All right. Yep. I kind of get more of that.
That's the very surface level, but there's a lot of other stuff that, in a lot of ways, it's a representation of the birth of a religion and...
oh my gosh.
An even darker, deeper sense, taking a lot of the literal ideas that form the basis of Christianity and presenting them for what they truly are for a lot of people, which is extremely brutal, disturbing, and anger. I mean, you'll get angry because what they're doing is, like, in a tongue-in-cheek way, it's like the guy who takes everything literally in the Bible and put it on paper and let you watch it.
Jeez.
So, yeah,
it sounds really
more
depressing.
About that later, but it is definitely a film.
That's Norris's thing, though.
What?
Yeah, like I guess that is your thing. You do. Remember, it's like that's what you said. If a film doesn't want to make you kill yourself, it's not worth watching. right?
Well, I didn't say that. If I said it didn't just completely destroy me emotionally.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not looking for physical sodomy. I'm looking for
Dang.
Intellectual stimulation, baby. Get all the ladies.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, you're. Hey, Kayla, are you listening?
She married me just for my depressing movie tendencies.
That's right. Yeah.
Just for that.
It doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in. Maybe I'll watch it. Probably not.
Dude.
Anyway, cool. What? Anything else?
I finished Castlevania as well, and I was a big fan of that.
Episodes.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to future episodes.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that it's only 4 episodes because
that's what's
really
good about
enjoyed
it. Is they were smart.
I think they were. Yeah, they did exactly what they were supposed to. They're like, all right, we're gonna see if this works.
You in with the narrative. They're not trying to copy and paste the video game in a media format. Other than that, it's just its own narrative, and you can catch the little
nuances,
connections, and stuff, and you can go, oh, that's neat. But if you just had 0 connections, you're like, oh, this is cool. I'm watching some guy kill people. Like, this is neat.
Yeah, and I thought the animation was great, and it didn't go overboard with trying to emulate actual anime, which I really enjoyed. Warren Ellis
in a lot of ways
it
emulates the old school Avatar.
Canadians made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Cool. Alrighty.
What about you, my boy?
I have 2 more things to add real quick to my TV.
Go ahead, Hayes.
I actually caught up on Black Mirror.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay, let me make this statement, though. That first, 4 or 5 episodes are
of season 2
of the first season and a couple episodes of the first.
Had you not watched it?
No, I had watched it.
My
but
poor boy, welcome to 2016.
No, I watched those last
episode.
year. Those first 4 or 5 episodes are really hard to get through just because they're so heavy and intense.
Mm-hmm.
But then from there forward, it's a little bit easier to get into and kind of just sink into. Once you get past the brutal stuff.
The bike one's kind of weird. It's heavy, but yeah, actually, it is really, really heavy. They all are.
I mean, every episode, they just, as much as people want to make a joke about it being, super red pill dropping and, overly dramatic with its truth, it is still truth. What they're talking about is still relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's a little heavy-handed.
Definitely not a show or series. Definitely not a series to binge watch, though, because...
No way.
It's too much.
Which I did. I think my favorite episode is the John Hamm one, though. The Christmas one.
Oh,
I
the Christmas
love
special?
that episode.
Man, that was
episode.
I love that episode. Oh, man, John Hamm's great.
And Defenders, which came out, which was all right. It was a little short for my liking, but it was okay.
I enjoyed that. I'm more about, if you give me a good 8 than a boring 13,
very good point.
Which I kind of enjoyed. I thought it was solid. A heck of a lot better than Iron Fist, that's for sure.
Well, Iron Fist is getting redone completely, so
I know, which I'm glad about. Well, I've been watching. Let's see what I've been watching, mate. I rewatched a couple movies in the Dark Knight trilogy. The first 2 specifically, just still great. Love them to death. I started watching a sci-fi original show, not a good start, called Van Helsing, and it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic.
Isn't that on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's made by Sci-Fi. It's like a post-apocalyptic version of Van Helsing where vampires have kind of taken over the world, and there's vampire zombies and then intelligent vampires, and Van Helsing is a woman who has blood who, spoiler alert, can cure these vampires. And the narrative's actually really interesting.
Well, I hope she hear them, because then she'd be dead.
Cure. I said Cure, like the band.
Oh, boring.
Cure.
I wanted her to be deaf. That would have been way more interesting.
That actually would have been interesting.
Yeah, I've seen Hush.
Toph. Hush?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
It's a great thriller/horror film about a deaf woman in a cabin alone in the woods trying to survive.
Oh, that sounds horrifying. I don't even want to watch it like that.
And from her perspective, whenever it switches to her, it's silent.
Oh,
really?
Hush.
That's really interesting.
That's
super
on Netflix.
Good. That's a freaking baller movie.
It's it's one of those gems where you don't know what's there till you find it by accident, and it's really good.
It's kind of terrifying because of that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, I'll have to check that out. That is really
You
interesting. No, you're good. I don't care. Shut up. No one wants to hear your crap. Hush.
All right,
Hush, Adam. Why don't you get it? That is pretty funny. Anyway, I'll watch that a little bit. The narrative's really interesting. What I actually really enjoy about the Van Helsing show is like the gunplay is actually like accurate. Like they'll load a magazine that's clearly like a 30 round mag, and they run out and the bolt holds open like it would on a firearm, and they drop the magazine and load another one and relock the bolt, and I really enjoy kind of like the gunplay and stuff like that.
Does her nose itch at some point and she tries to itch it during the gunfight?
Probably.
Not interested. Not real enough. I want painstakingly real kind of television.
Real bullets.
I want to see the main character use the bathroom at some point. You know what I'm saying? It's the apocalypse. You got to figure out how you're going to poop in that desert.
We want some method acting from these actors, all right?
They're
actually drinking blood. They're actually drinking actual blood.
I mean,
Fox, give the viewers what we want. We want real zombies.
Oh man,
is it that hard to ask for? My goodness.
Yeah, I watched that. I'm going to see Kingsman this coming week. Week from Monday or week from whenever. I guess I got a wedding this weekend, so I'm excited for Kingsman: The Golden Circle. That's pretty much it. Friends in The Office, like usual. I have been watching through the Harry Potter movies. I am on Harry Potter 6. So, pretty great. Still all fantastic movies. So, that's mostly it. Well, guys, we're doing a shorter episode just to kind of get back in the groove of things. We'll just wrap up real quick, and we'll kind of talk about what we're going to be doing. We all kind of decided, since we all have really busy schedules, we got a lot of stuff going on. Minus Haste because he's a loser. We have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff going. Haste is a very nice bald man.
Where is the lie?
Oh, the nicest bald man you'll ever meet. So we got a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to organize schedules and stuff like that. So we decided, like Nora suggested at the beginning of the first podcast, once a month, we're all going to get together and do a podcast. So you'll have a MovieFellas episode to look forward to every month. They'll be longer than this. This is just kind of a short getting back into it. But it's going to be once a month. Some great content. We'll give you a bunch of news, some fun topics, lots of funny jokes, because we're the funniest guys in the world, aren't we?
I don't know about that.
I mean, next to like Kevin
Matt,
Smith.
I actually
Kevin Hart.
For the next episode, I have a list right here in my hands of all the jokes that came naturally to me for the next episode. Let me read them out loud.
Great. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, what do you think?
Have you seen that video on YouTube? It's all of Nickelback's greatest hits combined. And
it's 45 minutes of silence.
It's so great. It's so great. People are commenting like 342 is where it really hits its stride. I feel the emotion come in at 446. That's so great. So once a month, and we will let you guys know kind of when to look for that. I imagine it'll probably be like the beginning of the month or the end of the month. We'll give you kind of a definitive...
the midway point of the month, I don't know.
Or the midway, or sometime in the month.
It'll be like a 4-week Russian roulette, and you'll just get shot with an episode of MovieFellas every once in a while. The first week could be the last. You never know.
Adam, you're so depressing. My gosh.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it.
He said, my kind of metaphor.
Oh, also, before we take off, I didn't get really to talk about it much, but Logan Lucky might be like the smartest, dumbest heist movie ever.
It looks so... I've heard it's hilarious. Like
it's very
so fun.
It's a very dry humor movie, but Daniel Craig just makes that movie just
playing a hick. I love it.
He's honestly the best part of that movie. Everyone else is just kind of meh, but he's just I'm like doing the okay sign in front of myself, kind of the Italian fingers of like when you taste a good pasta sauce and you just kind of kiss your fingertips and just get blow it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Sweet.
it's probably the dumbest, smartest heist movie ever, and that's what makes it so phenomenal.
That's awesome.
10 out of 10.
Well, cool.
Recommend.
All right. We'll have to check it out. So, guys, we will keep you updated when we'll be coming out with a new episode of MovieFellas. It'll be once a month. We do promise that, and hopefully it's going to be a good, solid episode that's just really enjoyable, and we have a good time with you guys. But we'll let you know when to be looking out for those. Anything else to say, guys? Any words of advice for our many impressionable viewers?
If you're looking for a solid meme, look up the video titled "This Kid Sounds Just Like Iron Man," and it's very good. It's very good.
I'm gonna contribute to that. Look up Rick Astley's "Can't Hit These High Notes." That's
a solid meme.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Man, lots of 10 out of 10s. All right. Well, there you go. I don't have a good meme for you guys.
Sorry.
I see a lot of them, but I don't ever remember where they are. All right, let's close it out of the show, guys. You can find us at MovieFellas on Facebook, MovieFellas on YouTube. We are at MovieFellasPod on Twitter, and you can email us at moviefellaspod@gmail.com. Send us, you want to hear a topic, you want to say, give a shout out on the show. We'd love to hear from you and just get some sweet disses or sweet memes. Yeah, we love it. We love it all.
Big fans of the memes.
We love the memes. We love you guys too. All right, let's close out the show, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for staying with us.
Keeps rambling on.
And guys, we'll see you. We'll see you here soon. Gladiate.
Oh wait, my thumb thing's messing up again.
You guys want to say bye? Okay.